Hello everyone. Now let's start with the next practical, that is slip test. This test is again we are going to perform on synchronous generator or alternator. What is the purpose of performing this test is for finding the voltage regulation of alternator. So here it is an synchronous generator. This is what the part which is called as stator RYB. Here it is the neutral point. This is the field winding. Remember, here you people have to keep the field winding open. You have to feed three-phase stator by a three-phase auto transformer for the purpose of providing the variable input. To the input of this auto transformer there will be RYB, that is the incoming supply. Next, this part is known to you. This is the DC shunt motor. This is the field winding. This is the armature winding. They are connected in parallel. So it is the shunt motor. The purpose being prime mover. 220 volt DC supply is required for DC shunt motor. Okay. Now in this experiment what we are going to do is, first we are going to turn on the supply to the DC shunt motor. Very important thing is we have to check the direction of rotation of the DC shunt motor. If it is clockwise, mark clockwise over there, or if it is anti-clockwise, mark anti-clockwise. After that, turn off the supply to the DC shunt motor. Then give a reduced voltage to the stator of the alternator. Again check its direction. If it is clockwise, then there is no issue, you can proceed for the practical. But if it is anti-clockwise, you need to reverse either of the terminals of RY, YB or RB. So in this experiment, the most important part is you have to match the direction of rotation. Both should be either clockwise or anti-clockwise. After checking the direction of the rotation, that is both either clockwise or anti-clockwise, you have to start performing the practical. What you will be doing is, turn on the supply to the DC shunt motor. Start the motor by this means of starter. Adjust the speed of DC shunt motor to the value of synchronous, that is in my case it is 1500 rpm. So you have to adjust this speed at 1500 rpm. After motor running at 1500 rpm, start applying the supply by this three-phase auto transformer. Remember, you have to just apply 20 to 30% of rated voltage by the auto transformer. The result of this reduced voltage will be, there will be the deviation in the voltmeter and ammeter from maximum value to minimum value, that you people have to record as minimum current per phase, maximum current per phase, minimum voltage per phase and maximum voltage per phase. Here the current per phase will be same as the line value, because the circuit is being connected in star network. Okay, so you have to record Imin Imax, Vmin Vmax, which we will be utilizing for calculating the values of direct axis reactance and quadrature axis reactance. This further will be utilized for purpose of calculating the voltage regulation. So let's first perform the practical and then do the calculation. Let's start with the experiment. This part is alternator and this is my DC shunt motor. The connections of this alternator and shunt motor is brought on the panel. So what we'll be doing is, we'll be doing the connections on the panel itself. Here you can see this is the positive negative terminal. These are the connections of 3-point starter, field winding and armature winding. So this particular setup is of DC shunt motor. The field rheostat is being used. The initial position of the field rheostat should be kept at the minimum for the safe operation. Then this part which is been coupled to the alternator, this is the stator winding RYB. As I have told you, field winding you have to keep open and you have to apply the supply through this three-phase auto transformer to stator of the alternator. Okay, and what I have done is, I have connected AC supply ammeter in between R line. Okay, so these are the connections. Start Now let's start performing the practical. What I've told you is the most important pre we have to check the direction of rotation of DC shunt motor and synchronous generator also. For that, I will not be doing the speed adjustments first. I will be just checking the direction of rotation. Okay. So let's start the DC shunt motor and immediately turn off the shunt motor and check the direction of rotation. Observation itself, I can say the direction of rotation was clockwise. Now let's check the direction of rotation of alternator. For that, just apply the minimum voltage so that motor can start rotating. You can check the direction of, it might not be visible in the video, but you can easily see here while perform the practical, the rotation is clockwise itself. So there is no need of reversal of direction. After ensuring the proper direction, that is both are in clockwise, what I will be doing is I will be first adjusting the speed of DC shunt motor to clockwise. You can see the speed is 1475, expected synchronous speed is 1500, so let's adjust it using this field rheostat. You can see speed is adjusted nearly to 1500 rpm. Now let's, which is only 20 to 30% of rated full load voltage. So what I will be doing is I will be simply applying, I have connected the voltmeter between the lines. So I will be applying, you can see the adjustment of the voltage around 50. Okay. You can see the voltage is adjusted to 55. So voltage is maximum it is going to 55 and minimum it is going to 52. Similarly, you can see the variation into the current. It is taking the value of maximum, minimum, maximum and minimum. The maximum value it is giving rise is 1 ampere and minimum as 0.6 ampere. Minimum is 0.6 and maximum is 1. So I will note it down. So minimum current was 0.6 and maximum current was 1 ampere. Minimum voltage was 52 volt and maximum voltage was 55 volt. So this is my observation table. Let's proceed for the calculation. I will require value of RA, which we have already estimated in earlier practical. You can use multimeter for measuring the value of resistance multiplied by 1.6 to get the RA value per phase in AC, or you can use volt ampere method also. I have estimated the value of RA to be 6 ohm. Further, as we know, the value of ZD, that is direct axis impedance, can be estimated as maximum value of the voltage Vmax divided by minimum current, that is Imean. We have maximum value of the voltage as 55 and minimum value of the current as 0.6, which is going to give me the value of ZD, 21.67 ohm per phase. This is ZD. So I can find XD as square root of ZD square minus RA square. I know the value of ZD is 91.6, RA value as 6. Let's put it here and find out the value of XD. So value of XD we have estimated. After that, let's find out the value of XQ. For that you need to find out ZQ first. So ZQ is what? V mean divided by I max. V mean is 52 divided by I max is 1 ampere. So ultimately it will be 52 ohm per phase. Similarly, find out the value of XQ. So ZQ square minus RA square. You can find out the value of XQ. I'll be just telling you all the steps now. You have to do the further calculations and find out the regulation. After find out the XQ, let's find out the tan psi. Machine internal angle. It will be VPH sine of phi plus IA into XQ divided by VPH cos of phi plus IA into RA. Now after finding this factor, you will be getting the value of psi. Obviously it is an angle, it will be in degree. After tan psi, find out the load angle delta. For that, since you know for a generator psi is equal to delta plus phi, which is giving rise to delta is equal to psi minus phi, find out the value of delta, okay, in degrees. After that, find out the direct axis and quadrature axis currents. ID will be IA sine of psi and IQ will be IA cos of psi. After ID and IQ, you have to find the value of EPH, which is nothing but VPH cos of delta plus IQ into RA plus ID into XD. You will be getting the value of EPH. You know value of VPH you have, it's 415 divided by root 3. Cos delta you have estimated here. IQ here. RA already known 6 ohm. ID you have calculated here. And XD is also you have calculated. So put all these values, find out the value of EPH. Finally, percentage voltage regulation will be EPH minus VPH divided by VPH multiplied by 100. Just remember, while calculating this, you have to consider either of the power factor. So here cos phi is equal to 0.8. Let's say it's a lagging power factor. Okay. So this is the way by which you can find out the value of voltage regulation by the slip test. Thank you.